ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमः ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवं च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणशिरघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं राधा कृष्णपदान् सगणललितां श्रीविशाखान्वितं च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यः वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So Hare Krishna, today very auspicious day. Today is the appearance day of Radha Kund. So this month is anyway very auspicious, Kartik month. Whatever the devotional service we execute, perform, the return will be 1,000 times more. So this is a very, tremendous opportunity for all the devotees and for all the living entity to perform devotional service as much as possible and derive immense spiritual benefit for our spiritual enrichment and elevation and emancipation. So today is the appearance of Radha Kund. The position of Radha Kund is so exalted, so high. It is stated that our worshipable Lord is Brajasatanaya Krishna. Tadadhama Vrindavanam. Vrindavan also is worshipable as Krishna, because Vrindavan is the abode of the Lord. So in Vrindavan also there is a comparative position of different places. Our acharyas, Rupa Goswami has revealed the comparative position inside Vrindavan, different places. So we will come to know, before we start this Damodara-Contradiction, Damodara Lila, how the liberator is bondage. Let us glorify the Radha Kund. Let us know the position of the Radha Kund through our Acharya, by the explanation of our Acharya. Because Acharyas are the spectacle. Just like I am wearing spectacles. If I take out spectacle, I cannot read. I cannot quote the verses. I cannot bring out the verses. So they are like spectacles. Without them, we cannot see anything. Therefore, Mahajana Jana Gata Sapranta. So they give the direction. They chalk out the plan, so we should follow them. So Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Instruction, he has given beautiful 3 verses to glorify Radha Kund. He said that in Vrindavan, he said the comparative study, Vaikunthas Janita Baramadhu Puri Tatrapi Rasochavad Vrindaranyamudara Paniramana Tatrapi Govardhana Radha Kundam Ihapi Gokulapate Premamrita Plavanant Kuryadasya Virajata Giritate Sevam Viveki Nakaha. So in these verses, Rupa Goswami say, the holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because Lord appears there. Vaikuntha is the spiritual world. Vigata Kunta Jasmat Vaikuntha. There is no anxiety of birth, death, disease, old age. All this obnoxious misery is very conspicuously absent in Vaikuntha. But more than superior than Vaikuntha called Mathura, because Lord appears in Mathura, Janmabhumi. Superior to Mathurapuri is transcendental forest of Vrindavan, because Krishna's Rasalila pastime. So superior to Mathura is particularly Vrindavan. Why? Because Lord enacted all his transcendental pastime in the forest of Vrindavan. So therefore, Vrindavan is more superior to the Mathura. Particularly out of all kind of pastime, the Rasalila pastime, the conjugal, sports between the gopis and Krishna is very high. It is the essence of all pastime. It is the pinnacle of all the pastimes, very enduring, which happened Sharat Purnima, just now, the beginning of the Kartik month, Sharat Purnima, the Rasalila happened on that day. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna and was the site of his various loving pastimes. So superior to Vrindavan, the Govardhan. In Vrindavan, there are so many places are there. Kaliya Kesi Ghat, Jamuna Ji, Bansi Bhat, Amritala, Nidhi Ban, Seva Kunj, Gopishwar Mahadev. So out of all the places, the Govardhan is high. Why? Because Govardhan, first two reason why Govardhan is more superior, because Lord lifted the Govardhan for 7 days to protect his Brajavasi. And Indra become puffed up because Krishna stopped the worship of Indra. So he poured the rains, very devastating rain. So to protect the Brajavasi, Lord lifted the Govardhan for 7 days. So therefore, Govardhan Hill is raised personally by the Supreme Lord for 7 days. Therefore, it is more superior. Another reason why Govardhan, because Lord enacted his transcendental pastime, very confidential pastime, particularly in the group of the Govardhan Hill. So therefore, Govardhan is more superior to all other places, Vrindavan. And above all, super excellency Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is overflowed with ambrosial nectarian prema of love of the Lord of Gokul Sri Krishna. So Radha Kund, which exists at the foothills of Govardhan, is exalted than any other places, because of ambrosial nectarian of prem. Prem is most important thing. Prema Pumartha Mahan. That nectar of prem is overflowed in Radha Kund. Therefore, it is the most superior place. Where then is that intelligent person who is willing to serve the divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan. So Govardhan is the Radha Kund is very, very dear to Krishna. Radha Kund is personally created by Radharani. Therefore, it's very dear to Krishna. It is overflowed with the nectarian prem. So the position of the Radha Kund is very, very, Prabhupada has given a beautiful purport to this. How actually when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan, he was searching actually for the exact location of Radha Kund. Finally, he found the holy spot. There was a small pond there. He took his bath in that small pond and told his devotee that actual Radha Kund was situated there. Later, the pond was excavated by Chaitanya's devotee, headed first by the 6 Goswamis such as Rupa Raghunath Das. Presently, the lake known as Radha Kund there. See, Srila Rupa Goswami has given so much stress to Radha Kund because of Sri Chaitanya Prabhu desired to find out. Who then would give up Radha Kund and try to reside elsewhere? No person with transcendental intelligence would so. The importance of Radha Kund, however, cannot be realized by other Vaishnava Sampradaya. nor can person uninterested in devotional service of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understand the spiritual importance and divine nature of Radha Kund. Thus, Radha Kund is mainly worshipped by the Gaudiya Vaishnava, the follower of the Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, very Radha Kund is not revealed, very confidential thing only to reveal those Sujan devotees, pure devotees of the Lord, Sujan Acharya. So in 10th also, the next verse also, the glories of Radha Kund is given. In the Shastra, it is said that all types of fruitive workers, he who is advanced in knowledge of higher value of life, is favored by Supreme Lord Hari. After many such people who are advanced in knowledge, Jnanis, one who is practically liberated by virtue of this of his knowledge, may take to devotional service. He is superior to others. However, one who has actually attained prema, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. The gopis are exalted over all advanced devotees because they are always totally dependent upon Krishna, the transcendental cowherd boy. Among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Her Kunda lake is as profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as this most beloved of the gopis. When who then will not reside at Radha Kund and in a spiritual body surcharged with ecstatic devotional feeling of Prakata Bhava, render loving service to the divine couple of Sri Radha Govind, who perform their Astakaliya Lila, their eternal eightfold daily pastime. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the bank of Radha Kund are most fortunate people in the universe. So here it is saying that out of many karmi, these Gyanis are better. Out of many Gyanis, the Bhaktas are very good, very, what do you say, uh, exalted. And out of many Bhaktas, this Gopis, damsel of Brajavasis, they are very exalted. Out of them, the Radharani is the highest. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also certified. He told that Brajabadhu Vargena Jo Kalpita. Brajasya Tanaya, what is that? Tadhama Paramam Bhava. There's a beautiful verses in Chaitanya Manjusa. So it is said that Aradhya Bhagavāna Brajasya Tanya Tadhama Bundavanam. And gopis are the highest. Tadhanam, gopis are the highest exalted devotee. Ramya Kaschid Upasana Brajabadhu Vargena Kalpita. That means the most the way of worship, the topmost worshipper is the Brajavasis, headed by Radhika. So they are the highest and pleasing type of worship to the Krishna is performed by done by the Brajagopis, headed by Radhika. And Radha Kund, therefore the Radha Kund also very dear to Krishna. Very much dear to Krishna is Radha Kund. So in this way, Rupa Goswami is glorified the Radha Kund, that whosoever at the bank of Radha Kund execute the devotional service is very exalted. So in this way, this today's appearance, so we have heard the glories of Radha Kund, how Radha Kund is very, very exalted. And not only that, particularly this month is also called Kartik. Kartik also the name of the Radharani. So the month, the presiding deity of this Kartik month is Kirtika. Kartik, Kirtika. His Radharani name is called Kirtika. So therefore, and in during this month also, this appearance of Radha Kund happened. The killing of Arishtasur and Radha Kund appeared. So all these things is happened during this month. So it's very, very auspicious. So here again, Rupa Goswami is continuing glorifying the Radha Kund by saying that out of many objects of favor delight, all of the lovable damsel Brajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly most treasured object of Krishna love, and is in every respect. The divine Kund is described by great sages as similar dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kund is very rarely attained even by great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotee to attain. If one simply bathes once with those holy water, one's pure love of Krishna is fully aroused. So that is the glory is significant and what you say, importance of Radha Kund, exalted position of the Radha Kund. Radha Kund stands out very unique and exalted, towering. So today is very auspicious Radha Kund. See, why is Radha Kund so exalted? The lake is so exalted because it belongs to Srimati Radharani, who is the most beloved object of Sri Krishna. Among all gopis is the most beloved. Similarly, her lake Sri Radha Kund is also described by the great sage lake that as dear to as Krishna as Radha in herself. Indeed, Krishna's love for Radha Kund and for Srimati Radharani is the same in all respects. Radha Kund is very rarely attained even by great personality fully engaged in devotional service. Not to speak of ordinary devotee who are only engaged in practice of Vaidhi Bhakti. So very, very important, very nice purport. It is stated that devotee will at once develop pure love of Krishna in the wake of the gopis if he once takes bath in Radha Kund. So Rupa Goswami recommend that even if one cannot live permanently on the bank of Radha Kund, one should at least take a bath in the lake as many times as possible. That is this is the most important item in the execution of devotional service. The Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes in this connection that Sri Radha Kund is the most select place for those interested in advancing the devotional service in the wake of the lady friends, Sakhis, and confidential serving mates, Manjaris of the Srimati Radharani. Living entity who are eager to return to home, to the transcendental kingdom of God, Golok Vrindavan, by means of attaining the spiritual body Siddha, they should live at Radha Kund, take shelter of confidential serving mates of Sri Radha, and under the direction engage constantly in other service. This is the most exalted method for those engaged in devotional service under the protection of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even the Nanda Maharaj and he came to take bath in Radha Kund. By serving the Radha Kund, one can get an opportunity by assistant of Radharani under the eternal guidance. So one may say that, so now let us go and stay in Radha Kund. He said that very difficult for the even exalted devotee. What to speak of ordinary devotee like us who are performing sadhana bhakti. So spiritual master is the representative of either Nityananda Prabhu or Radharani. Therefore, by serving spiritual master is equivalent to serving the Radha Kund and Radharani. Therefore, as in we are in Hare Krishna movement under the protection, shelter of, under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada, who is the founding Acharya. So we should follow the instruction of Srila Prabhupada and his instruction to preach the glories of Radha Kund, preach the glories of Radharani, preach the glories of Vrindavan, preach the to every living entity, so that they can go back to Godhead. Instead of taking, this is also as good as staying in Radha Kund. It is also as good as taking shelter of Radha Kund. So that is to be understood properly. It is stated that this spiritual master is, we cannot directly access to Radharani. We should go through the spiritual master. It is stated in this purport by Bhakti Vinod Thakur that how the spiritual master see, it is stated that Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur and other unknowledge Vaishnava, the spiritual master is always considered to be either one of the confidential associate of Srimati Radharani or a manifested representation of Srila Nityananda Prabhu. So this is the thing, their confidential association of Radharani. To serving this confidential associate, we can serve the Radharani and his Radha Kund also. Therefore, our utmost priority is to serve the spiritual master. Serving spiritual master means serving instruction. As Prabhupada himself said, serve the spiritual master means serving his instruction. And his instruction, Tare Dekha Tare Ka, Krishna Upadesh, preach this Krishna consciousness. So on these notes, we will start our today's topics This is the introduction because today is the Radha Kund appearance. So we cannot start our things without glorifying the Radha Kund, the exalted Radha Kund. So today's topics is that the contradiction in Damodara Lila, the liberator, the absolute liberator is in bondage. So here in Damodara Lila, is Krishna is bound by the Yasoda Mayas. So if you see the position of the Krishna is the only liberator. Nobody can liberate. All the living entities actually in bondage. Everybody turning away from the Lord. We are all entrapped in this material world. We are bondage. This is stated in this Bhagavad Gita also. But everybody from Brahmaloka to and all the living entity, they are entrapped. They are bound. They are under the bondage. Tepi satantram urudham nibaddha. Trivir gunamayir bhavayave sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabhijananti māyām avyayaḥ param ava. Here it is said that deluded by three modes, goodness, passion, ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. So all the living entities, they are deluded by the modes. I mean, that means they are bondage. They are in bondage. Three ropes, tepi satantram urudham nibaddha. Three ropes, adhyatmic, adivaya, mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. They are tightly bound. Although it looks like, no, we are not bound. There is no shackle, no prison bar. Actually, there is invisible prison bar. There is invisible prison bar. We are in prison. Everybody in shackled, everybody in bondage. Janma, muttu, jara, vyadhi. There is always birth, death, old age, disease. There are adhyatmic, adidaivic, adibhautik. So we are in invisible bar, and Durga is the superintendent. Somebody may say that who is your superintendent of the jail? Durga Devi. He is holding a trishul. Trishul is not a fancy weapon. Trishul means there are three spikes is there. That three spikes represent the adhyatmic, adibhautik, adidaivic. The misery inflicted by the body, mind, misery inflicted by others, even animals also, even small insect also, and misery inflicted by the catastrophe, calamities. So we are always tormented by three types of misery. So we are bound, bondage, material world, that is called conditioned life. We are conditioned by this. We are conditioned by this some kind of restriction. So therefore we are called bondage. Just like a prisoner is conditioned inside a confinement of the jail under strict rules and regulations. Similarly, everybody, every living entity is conditions. They are conditioned by birth, death, old age, disease. They cannot avoid that. They cannot avoid that. It is said that this beautiful verses 175 Bhagavatam, that the conditioned soul, he says that yaha samahita jivam atmanam trigunatmakam propi mannate nartham tat kirtam chavidyate. So due to this external energy, the living entity, although transcendental to three modes of material, and think himself as a material product, does undergo the reaction of material. Before one verses, it is say that very nice verse. Is Vasudev, Srila Vasudev is saying that bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihita male apaschat purusham puryam māyām chatadaprasyam. He says that thus he fixed his mind perfectly, engaging it by linking the devotional service bhakti yoga without any tinge of materialism. Thus he saw the absolute personality of Godhead along with his external energy, which was under full control. So he saw that how this Maya is under control, and every living entity is under the Maya. Every living entity under the Maya. So we are all our bondage. We are not free. Even up to the point of demigods. The demigods also under the influence of Maya. It is stated in that in these beautiful verses There no being existing either here or among the demigods in the higher planetary system, which is free from these three modes born of material nature. So everybody is bonded by three modes, mode of goodness, passion. Tepisha tantram urudam nibaddha. Three ropes are binding us. So on this, under these circumstances, the only liberator, because nobody can liberate it. If everybody is bondage, Brahma Bhuvanal Loko, who can liberate us? Only a liberator can, who is free from. So Krishna says, I am free from. In that verse, Krishna is telling, I am not under the control of Maya. I am free. Māyām abhaya param abhayam. I am inexhaustible. When above the modes, above this bondage, he is the liberator. So therefore it is stated that everybody is in bondage and it is very difficult. Durga means, do means very difficult. Gamana. Gamana means to go. Very difficult to cross this bondage. Free from this bondage. How we can free? Only Krishna, who is the liberator. He can free us. Daveisa gunamai mama maya duratai mam evojya prapadyante māyām etāṁ taranti. This divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond. So Krishna is the only liberator. Mukti-pradata. The Lord Shiva spoke these beautiful verses that Mukti-pradata sarvesam viṣṇur. Lord Shiva says Mukti-pradata sarvesam viṣṇur evana samsayah. There is no doubt that Viṣṇur is the deliverer of liberation for everyone. Even Lord Shiva is not there. He himself speaking. Sometimes people say Lord Shiva can liberate. No, only Viṣṇur can liberate. There no Lord Shiva himself saying there is no doubt that only Viṣṇur is the deliverer of liberation. Not only that, there are many places is say that only Krishna or Viṣṇur is there, can give the liberation. In these verses, the demigods speak that bhagavān viṣṇur avyayaḥ. Eka eva ishvara tasya bhagavān viṣṇur avyayaḥ. All good fortune to you. Now please choose a benediction from us. Anything but liberation. Since only infallible Supreme Lord Viṣṇur can bestow. So demigods are saying to Muchukam that you ask me everything, all benediction we can give, but liberation only Viṣṇur can give. Even Gajendra, when Gajendra was caught in a crocodile, caught by crocodile, so he was praying that namo pavargāya. Pavarga means this bondage. Pavarga means liberation from the bondage. So he is praying to Lord, namo pavargāya. You are the who gives liberation. Therefore Krishna, another name is Mukunda. Mukunda means mukti ananda pradata. Who gives the mukti ananda? Because mukti is ananda, free from all this anxiety, all this obnoxious misery, obnoxious tormentation. Therefore Krishna is the mukti-pradata, only liberator. And that person who liberates everyone, he is in bondage. How we can reconcile all the things? That is very beautiful. Even Kunti Devi saying, it is very bewildering for me that the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Controller, Supreme Liberator, he is in the bondage. He is bound by the Mother Yasoda, who has no exterior, no interior. So this contradiction we should understand. It's not like that Krishna, the Supreme Control, Supreme Liberator position is under threat by this pastime. No, it is not threat. It is not at all threat. There are so many contradictions in Damodara Lila. None of the contradiction should not be considered as, oh, Lord has lost his independence, lost is the power, the transcendental attribute of giving liberation. He is in the bondage. How can he give liberator? How he can be called as liberator? No. Every contradiction can be reconciled in Damodara Lila. Although there are contradictions, that contradiction is very voluntary to prove something. So let us discuss all the contradiction one by one, so that we can know that how the Damodara Lila, what is the real essence of Damodara Lila. So first contradiction is that there is something called complaint of love. See, in Damodara Lila begins with when Yasoda Maya is churning butter personally for Krishna. So if you say that Vishwanath Chakravarti is writing, so why Lord Mother Yasoda has to personally churning the butter for Krishna? Because every time the gopis, they used to come and they used to, what you say, complain, the complaint of love. Always complain that Krishna is stealing. This is a beautiful thing, that how Krishna is the gopis is complaining to Krishna. So Yasoda Maya about Krishna. So in these verses he say that gopis used to come and complain against Krishna to Mother Yasoda. Our dear friend Yasoda, your son sometimes come to our house before milking the cows, release the calves, and when the master of the house become angry, your son merely smile. Sometimes he devises some process by which he steals palatable yogurt, butter and milk, which he then eats and drinks. When the monkey assemble, he divides it with them. When the monkey have their bellies full, so full that they won't take more, he breaks the pot. Sometimes he gets no opportunity to steal butter or milk from a house. He will be angry at the householder, and for his revenge, he will agitate the small children by pinching them. Then, when children begin crying, Krishna will go away. See, these are the complaints of love by gopis, frequently coming to Yasoda Maya. Frequently coming, that your son is doing all mischievous things, stealing the butter, palatable butter from our house, and doing all mischievous act. See, the contradiction here is that Krishna is called the supreme proprietor. The supreme proprietor steals. Everything belongs to him. Isavasam idam sarvam. Aham sarvasya prabhava matah sarvam pravatate. Bhaktaram jagyam tapasam sarvalokka maheshwara. So the supreme proprietor, everything belongs to him. Everything belongs to him. Bhaktaram jagyam tapasam sarvalokka maheshwara. That supreme proprietor steals butter. Is it not contradiction? Because you see, this Vaikuntha do not have the deficit of butter, milk. He is staying in milk ocean. Khirasagara, the beautiful verses Mukundamala. He is staying in Khirasagara, milk ocean. As a Khirodakkhasai Viṣṇur, he left milk ocean and coming to steal the milk. And you got butter of gopis. How it is? It is not a contradiction. He is not a poor actually. He is free proprietor of the three worlds. Isavasam idam sarvam. Yat kinchit jagataina jagatam. Upanishad say that he is the proprietor of three worlds, and he is coming and stealing. The supreme proprietor still. This is the contradiction in Damodara Lila. How we can reconcile the contradiction? We will go to the conclusion later. First, we see the different contradiction. So when the complaint coming, Yasoda Maya could not believe it. What is this? I am the queen of Vrindavan. I have so many cows, 90,000 cows. Out of so many important Padmagandha cows, they give the flavored milk. How Krishna is going, and why Krishna is going to neighborhood and stealing? So let me now churn the butter personally. Maybe my maid servant and all, they are not very with devotion, with love. Just like waiter is giving you a food and your mother is giving you a food. There's a different, a qualitative difference. When mother gives you food, there's something love with his. But when a waiter giving you, he is not interested. He's simply behaving as if he is more caring than mother, but he's actually not. His intention is to serve the customer to get the money, tips. Mother is unconditionally serving his son. So, thinking that Mother Yasoda personally chanting. Ekada grihadasine. There's a beautiful verse beginning with the Damodara Lila. Ekada grihadasine. Grihadasisu Yasodananda Gehini Karmam Taraniyuktasu Nirman Mata Soyam Dadi. So Soyam Dadi, she personally churning the yogurt butter for Krishna. And in the meantime, Krishna was sleeping and wake up by sound of gru 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 sound. Waking up is hungry. Mother, give me food. I'm very hungry. I want milk. I want milk. I want milk. So here you can see that not only that, another point I forgot, that when these gopis they are complaining and Mother Yasoda asking Krishna, have you stolen butter? There are so many complaints coming very, very, what you say, frequently, almost every day. Lord is, in Gokul, Mahavan, Lord enacted these so many beautiful pastimes. The lanes are there now also, where Lord used to hide after stealing butter. So many complaints. Yasoda Maya asked him. Many times they red-handedly caught, but Krishna, by tricking, because he is Yogeshwar, by tricking, somehow escaped. So Yasoda Maya, whenever Yasoda Maya asking that, have you taken butter? Have you stolen butter from them? No, 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 no. I have not, mother. They are telling a lie. Why should I go to there? Your butter is so very, just like Krishna told lie during this Murdubhakshana Lila, eating mud. When he was eating mud, Mother Yasoda asked Krishna, show me your, are you taking mud? No, mother. They are telling a lie. Open your mouth. See how Krishna is telling lie. So here the point, the contradiction is that Krishna is the absolute truth. Satyam Batam Satyam Param is the absolute truth. Satyam Paramadimai is the embodiment, epitome of truth. There is no lie in Krishna. But that supreme truth is telling lie. This is contradiction. This is stated by, this is prayed by this, what is that, our demigods, they pray like this. In this verse, demigods are praying that, Krishna, you are the supreme truth. Satyam Vratam Satyam Param Trisatyam Sattasya Jonim Nitam Sa Satyam Sattasya Satyam Rita Satyam Netram Sattatmakam Tvam Saranam Prapanna. So they are telling you are the Satya Vratam, the personality of Godhead who never deviates from his vow. That means he never tells lies. Satyam Param, who is absolute truth. Satyam Paramadimai. Trisatyam, he is always present in the absolute truth, before creation, after creation, during maintenance. So Krishna, who is the Paramasatyam, the original truth, the embodiment of truth, epitome of truth, he is lie. So this is the contradiction, the second contradiction. First of all, the supreme proprietor steals. Secondly, the absolute truth tells lies. And therefore, the Yasoda Maya is churning butter personally. And Krishna wake up and he is hungry. Who is hungry? The Krishna, the self-satisfied. Krishna is just like we may be hungry, this ordinary child. Hungry, no, I need something. But Krishna is self-satisfied. Atmaram. He is Punnam, Om Punnamadam, Punnamidam, Punnasamunna, Punnamadam. Om Punnam. So he's Punnam, then nothing is, he's always full. He's always satisfied, Atmaram. He does not need anything. Everything, whatever the service we render to him, it's the benefit of the devotee. He doesn't require any service. He's full. You are offering prasadam. He's not hungry. He's Atmaram. He's completely satisfied himself. So why he's hungry now? I want milk. He left the milk ocean for the sake of the Yasoda Maya. There's a Mukundamala say that Lord situated in Kshirasagara. There's a beautiful verse. Kshirasagara taranga sikara sara tarakita charu murataya Bhogi bhagasayani asayani madhavaya madhuvedise namaha. So it is stated that obeisance to Lord Madhava, enemy of Madhu demon, his beautiful form lying on the couch of servant Ananta is speckled by the shower of spray from the milk ocean wave. Is lying on the milk ocean wave. And he left the milk ocean to coming to Yasoda Maya. Milk for the milk of Yasoda Maya. That is a contradiction itself. Person who is Atmaram, who is staying in milk ocean, he left the milk ocean for the milk of Yasoda Maya. Therefore, the Parikshit Maharaj is bewildered. He is saying these beautiful verses that the Nan Sri Raja Uvacha Nanda Kimakaro the Brahman Sreya Evam Mohoda Nanda Kimakaro the Brahman Sreya Evam Mohodayam Josodacha Mahabhaga Popo Justice Tanam Hari. So here the Parikshit Maharaj is very bewildered. Having heard of the great fortune of Mother Yasoda, Parikshit Maharaj inquired from Shukadev Goswami, O learned Brahmana, Mother Yasoda's breast milk was sucked by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What past auspicious activity did she and Nanda Maharaj perform to achieve such perfection in ecstatic love? So he is now bewildered, Parikshit Maharaj, that Supreme Lord who left the milk ocean for the milk of Yasoda. This is the contradiction. Even the Parikshit Maharaj bewildered by such contradiction. So then when Krishna wake up, he want the milk, and Lord Yasoda Maya gave the breastfeeding. That time there was a milk which is boiled in the oven. So Yasoda Maya noticed that he put the milk for boiling on the oven, and it is overflowing. So he immediately stopped. She immediately stopped breastfeeding, and she went to attend this milk. That time Krishna got angry that how could you leave me? Who is the priority? In this way, Krishna break the pot, the churning pot where the Yasoda Maya is churning. So the milk pot. So this Krishna, the absolute Prasanta Atma, Krishna say is that the Lord is supremely peaceful. This peace personified become angry. Why peace personified? Because he is the Visuddha Sattva Vigraha. He is not contaminated by modes of material nature. Visuddha Sattam Visuddham Sattam Visuddham. He is Visuddha Sattva. bhagavān Bhagavata Sabditam. Sattam Visuddham. So he is Visuddha Sattva, and that peace personified becomes angry. So this contradiction also it is there. So when angry, and he went to the storehouse where the butters and milk has been kept, and take the butter, steal the butter and distributing to monkey. In the meantime, Yasoda Maya came and saw that mischief of Krishna, and he got a stick. He went to see where he is hiding. He went very carefully to the storeroom where Krishna was sitting on a grinding mortar, ups and down, and eating butter and distributing to all the monkeys. So by seeing, and he was also in fear because Krishna anticipated that Mother Yasoda will come and chastise me because he made a mistake of breaking the yogurt pot. So that time Mother Yasoda comes behind. When he saw that Lord, the mother comes behind along with the sticks, he is very much fear, and running away from the Lord. Immediately jumped from the grinding mortar and running away from the Lord. So you see that fear personified fear the Lord. When Lord comes as a Narsingadev, he comes as so angry mood, Garjantam. That Garjantam become Rudantam. The roaring Lord become crying Lord. He is crying Rudantam Muhun Netro Yugmam Mujantam. He is crying. Lord is always Sachidananda, condensed bliss, but he cries. And everybody fear. The time personified, the fear personified fears the Lord. It is stated in these verses that the fear personified fear the Lord. But that Supreme Lord who is feared by fear personified, yam vibhati swayam bhayam, the fear personified fear. But that personality is now fear of Mother Yasoda and running away from the Lord, running away from the mother, not being caught. So that is the contradiction. Even it is stated that madhavayat bhati bhatoyam suryastapati madhavayat varsati indra dahati agni mrittuscharati madhavayat. So it is said that because of my supremacy, the wind blows. Out of fear of me, the sun shines. Out of fear of me, Lord of the cloud Indra sends forth showers. Out of fear of me, fire burns. Out of fear of me, the death goes about taking toll. So everybody fear of the Lord. I mean, Brahma also fear, who has a long duration of life. There's a verse is there 11, 10, 13. The Brahma, the highest living entity, first living entity, he fears of Lord. But that Supreme Lord is fearing of Mother Yasoda. That is another contradiction in Damodara Lila. And not only that, when he runs away from the Lord, and Yasoda Maya is running, there's a transcendental race between Yasoda Maya and Krishna. But finally, Yasoda Maya managed to catch him. You see, that is another contradiction. Yasoda vihulu kaladhavamanam paramastamatayanto tattaduta gopaya. So Mother Yasoda eventually caught him. He managed to catch the Supreme Lord, who is the highest runner, the swiftest of everybody, the supreme runner, the gold medalist. Upanishads say that nobody can beat Lord in the race. There's a beautiful verses in Upanishads, the 4 verses say that although fixed sin is above, the personality of God, it is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. So he is the gold medalist. Nobody can defeat Lord in racing. More speed, more swifter than the mind. Mind is very swift. Just like if I'm thinking of America, I'm America. See how far the America, but my mind is thinking how fast it's going to America. So he is more swifter than the mind. What to speak about this one? There's a beautiful verses is that the yogis and all, they are meditating for millions of years, meditating in the mind to capture the Lord, but they could not. They could not. The yogis, they are trying hard. Himalayas, they go to it, but they are not able to catch. Panthastu koti satabachara sampragamya vayurathapi manasa munipangamanam swapyastyasti prapadyante vichinta tattva govindamadi purusam tamam vadam. So nobody can catch the Lord. Even they travel more speed than mind and light. At the speed of mind and light, and mind and wind, they cannot catch. Millions of years, they are trying. But Mother Yasoda is managed to catch this supreme runner. This is also a contradiction in Damodara Lila. So after catching the Supreme Lord, now Yasoda Maya is chastising. Vishwanath Chakra was writing very nicely the conversation between Yasoda Maya and Krishna. When he caught him, then you are mischievous because he was very fear. He throw the stick. Then Yasoda Maya telling you are thief. You are the thief. You are the topmost thief. Braje prasiddham navanita choram. They were complaining that you are stealing, but now I red-handedly caught you. It is proved now that you are the Braje prasiddham navanita choram. Choragya ganyam, you are the foremost thief. Then Krishna is telling, no mother, I did not steal. Who steal then? Oh, I don't know who steal. Because of your ankle belt, you went to attend the milk. While going to attend the milk, your ankle belt touched the pot and broken. I have not done anything. Then who feed the monkeys? I don't know. Who is the creator of monkeys they are feeding? He feeds. So in this way, Krishna telling lie after lie after lie. So to chastise, to rectify the mischievous child, so Mother Yasoda decided, not only scolded, you thief, I will today give you a lesson. See, Krishna is called Brajasya Tanaya, Aradhya Bhagavāna Brajasya Tanaya. Our supreme object of prayers is Aradhya Bhagavāna Brajasya Tanaya. Krishna is the supreme object of prayer. That supreme object of prayer is now scolded by Mother Yasoda. It's chastising. You naughty, you thief, I will give you a lesson. So now Yasoda Maya is giving a judgment. Krishna, you, what punishment you should get. See, the supreme judge is out of fear awaiting what my mother will give me judgment, what he will give me punishment. Supreme judge, Krishna is the supreme judge. He is the supreme judge. He judges everybody according to karma. He gives everybody the result of their karma. Karmena daiva netrena. He is the supreme judge. He says that these verses that he gives everything. His all judgment is giving, whether one is to be punished, one is not to be punished. So that supreme judge is awaiting judgment. Oh, please, what punishment my mother gives. That is also another contradiction. There are many contradictions in Damodara Lila. And finally, Yasoda Maya made a judgment that I should bind you. That's a lesson for you. So he attempts to bind the all-pervading the Lord. The Lord which is all-pervading, who has no end, no exterior, no interior. His Vasudeva, sarvesam prabhava. His viṣṇur, all-pervading. And that personal, that all-pervading, the Mother Yasoda attempting to bind. How can you bind who is unbound? It's impossible. There's a beautiful verses in this regard. You say that Lord is beautiful verse 10, 9, 9, 10, 15, I think. So the very nice verse is there. It is stated here, my Lord, not this one, 9. Sorry, 10, 9, 15. The beautiful verses is there. So Lord is all-pervading. How to bind somebody is all-pervading. When Mother Yasoda was trying to bind offending child, she saw that before this verse. There is 2 verses before that. We say that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no beginning, no end, no exterior, no interior, no front, no near. In other words, he is all-pervading because he is not under the influence of the element of time. For him, there is no difference between past, present, future. He exists in his own transcendental form at that time. Being absolute beyond relativity, he is free from distinction between cause and effect. Although he is the cause and effect of everything. This thus unmanifested person who is beyond the perception of the sense had now appeared as a human child, and Mother Yasoda, considering him her own ordinary child, bound him to the wooden bottle. So those who is all-pervading, no interior, no, is infinite, he is now bound. See how it is possible all-pervading to be measured or bound? Then again, Krishna is the time factor. Therefore, he is all-pervading not only in space but in the time also. We have no measurement of time, but although we are limited by past, present. So in this way, it is impossible to bind. But that is what Yasoda Maya managed to bind. Attempting to bind him. So that is the contradiction. So when Mother Yasoda was trying to bind the offending child, he saw that this binding rope was short by distance of 2 fingers, width of 2 fingers. Thus he brought another rope. In this way, trying to bind the Krishna. See, that is, he trying to bind Krishna but could not do that. But Lord, out of his causeless mercy, he agreed to be tied. So here it understood that a liberator who liberates everybody, because we are all bondage. He is the only liberator, mukti-pradata. So he is now in bondage. That is a contradiction. So why all this contradiction happen, and how to reconcile this contradiction? Here very nicely stated how to reconcile all the contradiction. He say that evam sandarsita hyanga harina bhurtyavasyata sobasena krishnena jayadham sarvesam vase. O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Indra is under control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one special transcendental attribute. He comes under the control of his devotee. This was now exhibited by Krishna in his pastime. So nobody comes to the temple, I will bind, today I will chastise Krishna with a stick. Nobody comes with a rope to bind. No, he's beyond this one. So here he's saying that this pastime of Krishna is very difficult to understand, but devotee can understand it. It is therefore said that dasayam tad vidam loko atmana bhaktavasyatam. The Lord displays the transcendental attribute of coming under the control of his duty. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, ekopi yasura chaitam jagadanda koti yas chaktir asti jagadanda chayam dantahandantarasta paramanu chayantarastam govindam adi purusham tamaham. By his one plenary portion as Paramatma, Lord controls innumerable universe with all the demigods, yet he agrees to be controlled by devotee. In Upanishads, they say that Supreme Personality of Godhead can run with more speed than the mind. But here we see that although Krishna wanted to avoid being arrested by his mother, he was finally defeated. Mother Yasoda captured him. Lakshmi Saharsa Sata Sambrahma Sebhyamanam. Krishna is sought by hundreds and thousands of goddesses. Nonetheless, he steals bottle like one is poverty stricken. Yamaraj, the controller of all living entity, fears the order of Krishna, yet Krishna is afraid of his mother's stick. This contradiction cannot be understood by one who is not a devotee. That is what our main quintessence of this lecture, to understand this contradiction. A devotee only can understand, otherwise nobody can understand. Everybody thinking that, yes, Krishna is ordinary. What is this? A devotee can understand how powerful is unalloyed devotional service to Krishna. The devotional service is very powerful. It is so powerful that Krishna can be controlled by an unalloyed devotee. Aham bhakta paradina or swatantra ivadejya. Sadhavi gasto hudaye bhakter bhakta jana priya. So Krishna is controlled by the unalloyed devotional service. Bhakti Krishna akarsani. This is Bhurtya Vasada does not mean that he is under the control of the servant. Rather, he is under the control of the servant's pure love. Try to understand. It's not like Krishna under the servant. No. His position is never undermined. But he is under the control of the pure love. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that Krishna became the chariot driver of Arjuna. Arjuna ordered him, Sevor ubhaya madhyare, senor ubhaya madhyare ratham stapaya mayachutya. My dear Krishna, you have agreed to be my chariot and to execute my order. Place my chariot between two army of soldiers. Krishna immediately executed this order. Therefore, one may argue that Krishna also is not independent, but that is one's ajnana, ignorance. Krishna is always fully independent. Never think that because of Krishna is bounding, oh, he is not a liberator. He is himself bound. How he can liberate? No. How he is independent? He is under the dependent of mother. No, that is wrong. Although he is called Swarat, means independent. He is fully independent. He becomes subordinate to devotee. This is the display of Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. Try to understand. This is where reconciliation is happening. Why Krishna is subordinating? Because Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Patita Vistavi. The humor of transcendental quality that increases his transcendental pleasure. This is the pleasure, the reciprocation of the devotee and Krishna. Krishna loves this kind of thing. He wants to be subordinate to his devotee. He loves, he doesn't like everybody comes to Vaikuntha, say, sir. Like all demigods every day come, sir. No, he doesn't like that. He wants to be subordinate. Everyone worships Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he sometimes desires to be controlled by someone else. Such controller can be no one else but a pure devotee. He will not subordinate to Tom, Dick and Harry. No, he is subordinate to his pure devotee. Therefore, Yasoda Maiya's position is very exalted. Although there are so many servants, but Yasoda Maiya also a servant. But He is very exalted. He is very exalted. He is the epitome of Vatsalya Rasa. Epitome of Vatsalya Rasa. So nobody can surpass him, her, in Vatsalya, parental love. Therefore, Krishna comes under the control. So try to understand this Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. He loves to be subordinate, but he loves to be controlled. But how he loves to? To his pure devotee. That is stated in this beautiful verses, Adi, CC Adi, that very nice word. Moro putra, moro sokha, moro pranapati, ei bhave moro kore Suddha Bhakti, Apanaka Bade Mane Amara Samahina, Sei Bhave Oyami Tahara Adhina. So here Krishna say, if one cherishes pure loving devotion to me, thinking of me as his son, his friend, or his beloved, regarding himself as great and considering me as equal or inferior, I become subordinate. See, Krishna loves to be chastised, loves to be controlled by his pure devotee. He loves it. This is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. It gives him pleasure. One time somebody came to Prabhupada, I want to become a god. Prabhupada said, I cannot make you god, but I can make you more than God. So he showed the picture of Yasoda Maya, how Krishna is controlled by his pure devotee. The pure devotee position is superior. Just like Arjuna position is superior, he is a chariot. Krishna is charioteer of Arjuna. So the devotees are exalted. The Jnanis, they want to be equal with God. But devotees are exalted than Jnani because they become more than God. Lord put them in a very exalted position, more than himself. Madhavakta Pujyadika. Therefore, sometimes they say that bhaktas are very, very parasite. They are very losers. No, they are not losers. They are the highest gainer. Sometimes they say bhakta, he has not studied anything. Sometimes our preacher, they put PhD, IIT, so that, material designation. No, no need to put that. Bhakta does not lack of anything. Krishna says, if there is a lake, if there is anything lake, I will fill up that. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Tesam avyayaḥ partham aham ajnanajam tamaha nasayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena vasvasta. Krishna says that if devotee has some lacking, oh, he is not materially educated, he is not PhD, he is not from IIT, he is not from IIM, not from MIT. No, to show them special mercy, I dwelling in their heart, destroy the shining lamp of knowledge, the darkness born of ignorance. If there is shortcoming, Krishna tells, I will destroy that shortcoming. There is no loss. Devotees are not, because already they are millionaires, they do not a billionaire, they do not have to millionaire. Already everything is included. Krishna Bhakti kale hue sarva kama kirta. Krishna je bhaje se bada chatura. So whosoever praying Krishna, devotee of Krishna, they are the highest. They have passed everything, all education. They are not lacking. We don't need to put I am IIT. This I am such das IIT Kharagpur, because people will influence. Oh, is IIT? No, no need of. Sapadi vinirmuktam tat prasadena nirmalam. Our is no upadi. For bhakti, all material designation has no values, worthless. Husikena husikesa sevanam bhakti ruttama. No need of all the things. So therefore, to show them special mercy, therefore here it is Krishna releases all the things. He loves to be chastised. He loves to be controlled by his devotee. Therefore, this is Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Patita Vishtavi. To increase his transcendental pleasure, he display all the pastime upcoming under the devotee's subordination. So all the contradiction what we have been going through, we have been discussed today, is reconciled on this point that Krishna is independent, is fully controlled, but he comes because of Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. That Ananda Chinmaya Rasa means Bhatte Bushyata, he want to come under the control of his devotees. He loves it. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. That point should be understood. So uh, finally it is say that Nemam virinchana bhavana sri apyanga samasre prasadam le vire gopi yattat prapa vimuktitat. Neither Lord Brahma nor Lord Shiva nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always better half of Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Personality of Godhead the deliverer from this material world. Such mercy is received by Mother Yashoda. Even a great personality, so many servants. Lord Brahma also servant. Lord Shiva is Vaishnavanam Jathasam. Lakshmi is the consort. All are servant, but position of Mother Yashoda is very important. Vimukta. There are mukti. In Vimukta means special mukti. That is called Prema Bhakti. That Prema Bhakti, Mother Yashoda has got this. So Lord is not under the subordinate of devotee, but subordinate of his pure love of his devotee. So there is a comparative study between Mother Yashoda and other devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Ekalo Ishwara Krishna Arasava Buddha, so many servants, but Mother Yashoda position is highest. On this, so this is the display of this Damodara Lila. They are not sadhana siddha. They are completely nitya siddha. They are nitya siddha devotee. They are not sadhana siddha. We cannot become like Mother Yashoda. They are nitya siddha. Final verses will show Nayam Sukhapa Bhagavān Dehinam Gopika Sutta Janinam Cha Atma Bhutanam Jatha Bhakti Mam Iha. Nayam Sukhapa Bhagavān Gopika Sutta. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the son of Mother Yashoda, is accessible to devotee, engage in spontaneous loving service. That we have to elevate. Whole Damodara Lila is teaching us to elevate from sadhana bhakti to spontaneous love, raganuga bhakti. But he is not as easily accessible to mental speculator, to those striving for self-realization by severe austere opinions, those who consider the body as the same as the self. No. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as the son of Mother Yashoda, is very easily attainable to devotees, but not to tapasvi, yogi, jnani, other who have bodily concept of life. Although they may sometimes call Santa Bhakta, real bhakti begins with Dasya Rasa. Etāṁ prapadyante sthaṁ tateva aham bhajamyam. Mamavattan vartante manavasim partha sarvesam. So this is the point here, that Krishna is only accessible to devotee, and devotee has this got privilege. Yasoda Maya has got the special privilege, prerogative to bind Krishna. So this is the thing, how Krishna, all the contradiction due to this transcendental attribute, he always want to come under the control subordinate of the pure love of the devotee. That is only understood by devotee. Otherwise, ordinary people, they cannot understand this. Why the Supreme Lord, the Liberator, is in bondage. So that is the main point of today's lecture. Therefore, it is said that Bhaktya Māyām Avijananti Javanjasami Tattva. Only Bhakta only can understand. Otherwise, very difficult to understand this transcendental pastime of the Lord. So, on these notes, we will stop here. So, very important lessons for us, important understanding for us, how the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Liberator, is under the control of the, he is under the bondage, he is in bondage. Even after he is in bondage, see, he liberates Nalakubera and Manigrava. That he proves that even the Lord is in bondage, apparently, he can liberate also. He is the Supreme Liberator. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Damodara Lila ki jai, Shri Radha Kund ki jai, Nitai Guru Premanande Hari Hari. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa, yes. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pati Tavista, Tavi Roipani Jarupate Kalavi, Golokai Vanivasati Akilatma Bhutam Govindam Adi Purusam. This is Ananda, transcendental pleasure. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.